YouTube, what's poppin'? It's your boy Young Gay back with another video. You already know what it is, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. You know, we're gonna react to Joe Rogan talking about Andrew Tate, and Seiko reacted to it too. So we're gonna watch both of them, man. Let's get into it. You already know what it is. Make sure you hit that like button.
JRE and Portnoy reacting to Andrew Tate's arrest.
I don't know what's happening, right? Like, what's really happened, and why is Romania going after him? Are they being pressured by someone else to do this? Like, what is the reason why they're doing it? And
see, you guys call him a whack libertarian a lot of the time, but Joe Rogan makes a lot of great points for real. And
Joe Rogan, he make a lot of great points, and he's honest, and he fair. So you got to really listen into him and make sure you're checking out everything he's talking about. You feel me? Because Joe Rogan do know what he's talking about. So I like Joe Rogan. Shout out to Joe Rogan, and shout out to what is his name? It'll come up soon.
He's definitely a conspiracy theorist, and he's so close to being fully based. I support Joe Rogan for real, man. Like, you guys are too critical about him.
What do they have on him? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that to me is the right answer. How nobody knows. A lot of people are acting like they know. If you go read it,
Well, they want him,
which is crazy.
They want him to go down, and they want him. He represents something. He represents toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Well, he is. He
W. Joe Rogan. That's what I'm talking about.
is sort of toxic.
He represents toxic masculinity. Come on, man.
One thing I don't get about this, why?
And they do portray that good. Like, when you reading all the articles and everything talking about it, they are definitely, you know, trying to make it seem like he's a sex trafficker and he got 1,000 girls and he's just forcing girls to do everything. But we all know that's a lie, man. You know what I'm saying? You see how they portray it. You got to stay focused. You got to stay positive. That's what it is.
You get, I understand. People are actually want the charges to be true, which is crazy because that would mean a lot of bad shit to happen to a lot of bad people.
Yeah, I would rather
They do want the charges to be true.
Look, Romania, I don't know what their system is like. I don't know.
It's a corrupt system, Joe.
But I don't have any
We heard
information. So I'd be talking out of my ass to say, if he really did sex traffic people, if he really did all the things he's saying, well, I hope that gets proven in court, and I hope he gets punished. If he really did that. If he didn't do that, I hope he gets exonerated, and I hope he gets the fuck out of Romania. I don't know. I don't know what he did. I know a lot of what he does is theater, right? A lot of what he does is very satire. He plays the role of this boastful misogynist who smokes cigars and drives Lamborghinis, and that's his thing. And because
imagine smoking a cigar in 2020.
of that, he's amassed an amazing amount of money, and he's done it by doing this character's online.
Joe Rogan is based. I'm telling you. Do you see how many people get triggered? Like, Andrew Tate, this is Bob Shapiro. He's not actually a trillionaire like he boasts about. He thinks he needs to go and buy a castle and have 30 Bugattis. Shut up. Joe, I'm telling you, you are way too critical about Joe Rogan.
Persona, but then also says very wise things. He says ridiculous shit, but also says really interesting things. He's a very smart guy. If you listen to him being interviewed by Patrick Bet-David. Patrick Bet-David interviewed him.
That's what I'm talking about. Patrick Bet-David. Shout out to Patrick Bet-David. He's one of my favorite YouTubers, man. He's a super millionaire. Somebody you could look up to, get some good information from. Always positive, always trying to, create entrepreneurs and give you the right way to go if you don't know what you're doing or you feeling some type of way. Patrick Bet-David, shout out to him, man.
Social media. Patrick is fantastic.
And I called when they canceled Andrew for the first time. I called it. I'm like, Patrick Bet-David, he got to do the interview. He always doing the interview with people that's canceled or people don't want to talk to. He talked to anybody and he let people speak their mind, and he's a great judge of character. That's a fact. Shout out to Patrick.
He's really good at letting people talk and talking to everybody. And Patrick is so wealthy and so successful outside of the world of podcasting that he only does it because he's interested in it.
I told Andrew he should go on JRE, but he just really doesn't like any of the woke ideology in America. He just doesn't want to come here at all. But can you imagine, WL Chat, the Joe Rogan, Andrew Tate podcast? That's the most viewed JRE of all time. That's going to pass Alex Jones.
That is a big interview. That's a big interview. Joe Rogan, Andrew Tate.
Andrew
Ooh, free Andrew. That's going to come out.
He's LW. That's the podcast I'm most looking forward to.
And so he's the perfect guy to handle that because he is not afraid of to talk to anybody. He'll talk to anybody. And so he had him on for a long form conversation. They
5
talked for
hours.
hours, and you get to see this is a very intelligent and calculated guy. You might not agree with his message. You might not agree with all the misogynist stuff. You might disagree with it. I don't agree with it. You might not agree with all the crazy antics, but you cannot deny that that's been incredibly successful because it resonates with a lot of young men who don't feel represented in the media. And they see this guy and it looks like fun. Do they agree with what he's saying? That doesn't mean they agree with it. They think it's fun. It's like pro wrestling. He's like a bad guy in pro wrestling. He's a heel. He's smoking cigars with his Lamborghinis and
See, that's where I go. I think there's probably a lot of people think that, and then I think there's probably other people who take it seriously, which is where it's a super.
yes, that is where it gets fucked up. Where it gets fucked up is like young boys repeating that he's saying to young girls because
I mean, he
they
says
think that they're supposed to
property
do
and
that.
he owns them, which is nuts. And so you hope people are like, oh, that's an act. One thing I will say, for an intelligent guy, which I agree with you, he is, to be doing the things he's being accused of doing and then go seek publicity
There you go.
is a very
Makes no sense. Bot Portnoy with the base tank?
unwise move.
If he did the things that he did.
Then it's like what you would think if you're committing atrocities, you would try to stay under the radar. He does quite the opposite.
And the podcast that I think got him
Green
the most
drinks for
amount of
y'all,
trouble
man.
was that Barstool
Wow.
podcast where he was saying that a woman is a man's property. That one really solidified.
And I don't even think he was talking about like woman is man property. He's just talking about like basically when you get married, the father hand her over to you to protect her and take care of her and do everything you got to do for her. That's what it is. I don't believe it's nothing else. You know what I'm saying? What he mean? But the way he say it just make people be like, oh. But it's locker room talk. Like Trump, it's locker room talk. You feel me? So
A lot of the woke
let's see
people
what he
think
talking
that
about.
He's a violent misogynist.
Yeah, but again, we don't know.
No, nobody
right?
knows.
That's the problem.
That's like the pizza thing, the pizza box. I don't know if you saw that. Everybody saying he got busted because of the pizza box, and then the authorities like that had nothing to do with it.
No,
Man, the pizza box had nothing to do with it. Do you know if Andrew Tate, when he's flying into Romania or coming back, they know? They the police. They know all the flights come in. They can check all the law. They can check anything they want to check. And everybody talking about this little pizza box. Come on, man. And the girl that he was into, when he didn't come at her, I think she came at him first about the climate or whatever she said. And she's like kin to the Rockefellers or something crazy. Like she's with the Bilderberg. She's kin to like people with these type of families. So she's a 14-year-old. Her mind is not even developed fully yet. So like she got potential, but she don't know nothing right now. I mean, how much research could she have done? She got access to a lot, but come on, y'all. And the pizza box. What about the Pizzagate? Everybody forgot about the Pizzagate. They don't want to talk about the Pizzagate though, huh? Yeah. Okay.
one more time. Remember all the that believe in that pizza box theory. You need to make an apology video for believing something so fucking stupid. Lasanabi, Abba and Preach, Mudahar, Ludwig, all you Moist Critical idiots. You pizza box idiots. Where's the apology
That's a
video for
fact.
spreading misinformation? You two, where's the consistency with misinformation? All of them push this lie. I'm banned for COVID misinformation. Where's the pizza box misinformation? Clear bias.
But they knew he was in Romania. It was just, what's that word? Schadenfreude. Like he's making fun of Greta Thunberg, and then he gets fucking arrested right afterwards. It's kind of hilarious. Yeah. The way it happens, like people said, it's the biggest like third
biggest tweet or retweet. It was Greta. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
It was the bots like that and the bots like that.
Okay, it's kind of funny when she said that's what happens when you recycle your pizza
That
boxes.
was good.
That shit's hilarious.
That was good.
That shit's hilarious. You gotta give it to her. Look, and also, like, why are you going after some 19-year-old?
Dude, he literally got boxed by like a pizza box dude. Why is he going after a 19-year-old? Joe, you should bring Greta Thunberg on there and ask her, grill her for 3 hours about climate change.
Autistic girls really into like,
I tried victim mentality. She's the grandchild of a Rothschild family member, correct? She's literally just Illuminati a little bit.
climate change.
Yeah.
Like figure out whether that was provoked. Like he just did that out of the blue.
Yeah, he's talking shit.
But now again, that move from somebody who's being accused of sex trafficking, I think rape was thrown in there, and then you're out there being like, look at me, crazy. Again, but what you said nailed it. Nobody.
I think the latest thing that they're saying is tax evasion, right? Isn't that what they're saying?
No, they're accusing him of trafficking. Come on, Jamie. Pull that up, Jamie.
To be honest with you, I'm Googling him now. I just found an exclusive story on Vice. That's it. The reason he was kicked off of Big Brother is not the reason that was publicly known or was thought of. It says that he was arrested for suspicion of rape in 2015.
He was investigated over allegations of sexual assault and physical abuse in the UK, during which time he appeared on Big Brother for 5 days.
This just was a little bit ago.
UK authorities declined to prosecute.
This says
there was no evidence.
that he was told the producers of the show like 5 days before he was kicked off, and then a video was found of him and a girl doing something that then they came out and said this was like a kinky video they were making, and everyone thought
Chad, is Joe vaping? I didn't even peek.
The girl came out and said that that was very consensual and that they were doing role play and that they liked to do this thing where he would like beat her up or
this
something.
article saying that didn't have anything to do with what
Yeah.
This is one of the this is one of the perfect examples of kind of what we're talking about. I don't fucking believe vice.
Okay, Bob Portnoy, you're Dave Portnoy for the rest of this reaction.
I don't believe. How can you believe anything that is said about somebody so controversial?
I regret calling you a bot. Yo, okay, all right.
Because everybody seemingly has already made up their mind. Right. Where to get real information on him?
All the objectionable stuff, I think, also is unnecessary. I think if you want, I don't know him. If I did know him, I would tell him all the boastful shit and the shit about him being, the top G and all that stuff. Top G. All that shit's great. The misogynistic stuff, like if you have daughters, or if you have a wife, or if you have sisters,
Let's say what the misogynistic was gone to be a bot, Joe. What did he say?
that narrative, like putting that out there, that's negative to everybody. It's not even positive to him. It's like it's not necessary.
We had him on one of our podcasts, and he almost struck me exactly how you said. Like for let's say talking for 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, making sense, smart, and then he says something so wild, over the top, literally like women are my brother, like I own them. It's like, whoa, what'd you just say? And that's what he does. But he's also selling that class.
What is the class? Hustlers.
It's called The Creativity Kit, releasing February 1st.
Yeah. University. What is that? What
It's
do they
like you to hustle.
But what do they teach? Are they
Modern wealth creation methods.
hustle? They can quit at any time they want.
It's like $70 a month, and you become a top G.
That's literally. Is that bad?
Look at them laughing when you start a course and when you try to teach people how to make money online, which I do, and they laugh. Bro, Joe, don't you sell fucking Alpha Brain? You sell pills to make you an alpha, and you're gonna say, you're gonna hustle online and make money? Top G, right? In every single podcast I've done, there's a fucking 3-minute ad of pills to make you an alpha. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Is it a con game, or is he trying to give them legitimate information? What is he giving them other than what he's already said in interviews and like how is it at university? Like what is
He has people who, and that's where it's the grayer, because
aren't there like professors? Hustlers University, experience modern wealth creation.
Yeah, no, this is what he said. Like,
So many grifters.
business.
Secure your spot for just $49. Your last chance to secure a spot or a discounted price.
This weird countdown thing.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my
It just-
god,
it was-
Joe, like, let's sign up and see what the course is like. Like, they should have signed up, paid the little money for the month, and then seen what it's like. That's what I think they should have did.
recycle 1 hour, 10 minutes and 36 seconds to sign up.
That's going to be 147.
Jesus, enroll now, Jamie. You have only an hour
Let's
before
take
this
the class.
Okay, bro, it's $50 a month. The Creativity Kit is $50 a month. They won't talk about how college is a scam, making people go into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. But this shit, like teaching you how to make money online, an untapped market, which is clearly the future of wealth creation. All these fucking boomers. Buy my pills, though.
Let's enroll. What do we have to do? Click on that. Enroll now. Okay, what do we have to do? The Real World has launched a completely matrix-independent platform where we teach you how to make money in the digital age. How do they teach you how to make money?
You just hustle, man. You just hustle. It's also another thing, like this Matrix thing, which he has, which, again, I am a firm believer, based on my experience, like, people are are out to get you. They're out to get you. He also, if he committed these crimes, he's sort of brilliant. Be like, they're coming for me in the next couple days because you know they're coming, and then your followers going, aha, he was right. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Who knows?
Right.
But I will say he goes too far. You'd think rational people be like, "Whoa, you're crazy," but there's a lot of, and that's where anything's a slippery slope.
He's also a wild dude that lives in the world of kickboxing, and that is a wild group.
Joe's a kickboxer too. That podcast, will go crazy.
You pay attention to like top flight kickboxers like the Badr Haris and there's some Melvin Manhoef. There's some.
Who you got in a fight, Chad? Andrew or Joe? I mean, come on, Joe's 5. Joe's height starts with a 5.
Wild fucking people in that world. That is a crazy world where there's not a lot of money and you're facing fucking straight up killers. And there's all sorts of different personalities in that world, but it's a different kind of human. They're just wild, masculine, very aggressive people. And that's part of his shtick.
But he, if you want to use the word toxic masculinity, he's it.
Yeah, well, the bad stuff that he said embodies that.
Most people don't even know what toxic masculinity is when you ask them. They once told, I think it was Malcolm X, something like that. Like, he's a, what do they call it? Anti-Semitic something, like, come on, guys. You can't feel, you can't think nothing. Like, imagine if you was able to read what people was thinking in their head. Imagine that. You know what type of crazy stuff be going through these people's heads? You got to be kidding me.
What's the bad stuff that he said? Like, let's genuinely be honest. What is that bad about saying a woman is your property? I understand that the phrasing is bad, but the idea is accurate. Like, Joe's
this is my girl.
Has he ever shown his wife, like, his wife is a stay-at-home mom, raises the kids, pretty much probably obeys everything Joe says. And in a sense, that's his wife. Elstream. And you get to a certain level of wealth and status, and that it becomes, like, I guess the word belonging is wrong, but that's your wife, almost like a possession. But when somebody's actually accurate about it, when somebody describes it, it triggers everybody. But like, who's Dave Portnoy's wife? Dave Portnoy's wife probably fucking stays at home.
Fact.
And women like feeling like they belong to somebody. Especially when they're in love, they want to feel like that you are controlling them.
Yeah, and that's what people are. That's why people are rooting for what he said to be true, because they don't want that.
Right, but you're still crazy to root for that because you're not thinking about the victims that would be. You're basically that means a lot of people were hurt.
Well, it means if it's true, you want him to be punished.
Correct.
Like, hoping that it's not true when it is true is not good either.
No, but...
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're hoping that it's true and it's not true, that's horrible because you are hoping for people to have been victimized. I see what you're saying.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
I mean, you should never hope violent crimes are committed.
Right, absolutely agree.
But they do. That's why they accuse him.
That's
why they do, because they accuse him.
When it's just because of his bombastic personality and talking shit and getting all this attention, which he clearly has done. You gotta wonder how much of it is sad. Like, when he talked to Piers Morgan, that was a very interesting conversation because Piers confronted him on all those things, and he did a great job of explaining what he did.
No, he didn't. Piers interrupted him like that guy that lived.
Piers interrupted him so many times.
Straight, just,
that's a fact.
About this? Are you going to apologize? Are you going to take this back?
Are you gonna, why he does it, and it's like
that's
the guy went viral in a way that no one has, and so quickly.
Yeah.
Wow, but we're like my 12-year-old and my 14-year-old were asking me about it.
Yeah, no, he was it.
Yeah, all over TikTok and all over everything, and if you just look at some of those
scary
little
part
clips,
in a weird way.
That's
if
a
you're
scary part in a weird way.
Are hearing some right, so you outrage it like nobody else. Yeah, he didn't even have a breathe there, Joe. TikTok, I think, and he was like the #1 guy on TikTok. Crazy.
I think they probably banned him. Right? I mean, they banned him from everything. They banned him from Facebook. He's still on his Twitter.
Elon brought him back.
Yeah, which, listen, I agree with it. I think you should be able. I don't think banning people's the way. I think this exchange with Greta Thunberg is a perfect example of how to counteract that.
Yeah.
Like, she just mocks him, and then he gets arrested, and she has the fucking tweet of the year making fun of his arrest, and it's fucking perfect one-liner. That's what happens. Recycling pizza boxes.
Yeah, right.
It's genius. That's why it's good that someone like that is on social media, because you get a chance for people to participate in the conversation.
That's a fact. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, man. Hit that like button. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments about this interview.